Hey. Don't know if I want my vision board in there. I don't think it's clear enough anyways. Okay. All right. Gonna let it warm up and all of that and stuff. What it do, love does. Watch. I wonder if I want to switch to my other camera. 1 second. Let me see about it. All types of goodies. Let's get back to it because there's work to do. If we don't do it, who's going to? Am I right? Am I right? I think. Let me see where I have my battery. Okay. I'm going to have to plug up the battery as well. Okay. Should have did all of this before. But it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to... It's I'm not going to say hard, but it is a little difficult to do all the logistics without being able to kind of see how everything's going to go. But let me see. And then you also just never know who's going to be jumping in these things or whatever. So I got another option for the camera. Features I don't have access to. Nice. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Just new features. It's been a minute for old Indy. Share screen edit. I would like to switch my camera. Is it automatically customization? Choose a broadcast. Okay. I don't think maybe you can't switch the camera once you get started. Good to know. Good to know. Interesting. There's more things to do. Okay. It won't let me switch my camera midstream. I wish I knew that at first. I'm definitely not invested enough. It says webcam. Is that what it is? No? Okay, no, it's not webcam. I'm definitely not invested enough to start it over. I don't know if that's the proper. Slow mode is on, so very fast. Okay, cool. Wish I knew. I think my other camera would have been better. Okay. Oh, we have light. This. Okay. There we go. That's if we can't get the camera rolling. We'll have light. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter about that. Okay. And one last thing before I get rolling is just this one. I guess they won't let me. Let me just try one more time because I know it'll be better with this one. How do you want it? Okay, yeah, you just can't switch it midstream. I guess. And it's funny how the stuff changes when you do go live. That's what I was saying. It's like always something different. These companies always doing something different. Key places, no. Where was all this when I started it? No. No. Not gonna be experimenting on me. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. Okay. Gotta stay on the swivel. Okay. Awesome. All right. We got better lighting. We got better lighting. Okay. Get some of these tangles out. Okay. Not gonna let me use this. And then the last thing is just to charge it because we gonna it's late night. We're gonna take it slow. All right. We're gonna take it slow. Nice and easy. Slow and steady wins the race. Okay. I know I'm not gonna get no help with the algorithms. I still don't know how to say it. Maybe because I don't really respect the concept. But no, I'm not gonna get no help. That's fine. As any true diamond in the rough, you'll find it when you dig long enough, hard enough, long enough, and stuff like that. And everything, just taking it easy, taking everything these days with a grain of salt, taking it easy. Okay, I wasn't sure before the camera came on if I wanted glasses on or off, since most people would be. I mean, it is what it is. You find me with them on, you find me with them off. If you find me at all, just consider it an occasion. Some people mistake that as I don't know, cockiness. It should be confident. Should feel good about yourself, you know, and stuff. So, how you doing? Been a minute, how's the kids and stuff and everything. Um, yeah, so a lot of things just been laying low, and everything. These days and times, so everything going on is very, very easy to just throw your opinions out there on just hither, thither, everywhere, things going on and everything like that. But what I like to do, I mean, personally, as Indigo. Oh, hello, I didn't introduce myself. Hello, what it do, love doves? It's your Indigo. If this is your first time, welcome. If this is not, welcome back. You know, um, and we are this is an Indigo in the cut segment, so those tend to be just kind of like, for me personally, just a little bit more laid back, a little bit more conversational, just kind of like more of like just a download, or however I see fit and everything, versus like an Apex radio show TV episode, specifically, which is a platform that was developed and designed to support our artistic entrepreneurs and creative artists, and just give them just a clean, solid, authentic, trustworthy platform to be able to come on, and display their babies, their products and services and everything. Let me just have out these people is irritating it. Like, honestly, part of the delay is just like, what I'm saying, just everything is just so what's the word, tampered with and monitored, moderated. So but you gotta do what you gotta do, gotta do the things, right? Gotta do the things or whatever. And yeah, so that's Apex Radio Show TV, and everything. And and then Indigo and the Cut is just like a segment that's like just on the platform. So a little bit, a little differentiation. If you like the vibe, definitely subscribe and everything. Our goal is just to keep everything transparent, authentic, um, is what it is, and the title of this segment is called The People's Party. Because it's wild, because like, dealing in the macro and the micro. If you ever took an economics class, there's macroeconomics, microeconomics, and macro is kind of like, would be like, I mean, and of course, do your own research. I do not claim to be an expert in any one thing. If anything, I'm a Jacqueline of all trades. I love information. I love knowledge. I love learning. I love education. I've never wanted to be a full cup where I just feel so full that I can't possibly take in more information. Like, why be alive? You know what I'm saying? Why take my next breath if I know every damn thing? Some of those people that like to know every damn thing, God bless them and everything like that. But I tend to try to, I suffer through it as long as possible, but I try to get away as soon as possible, because it's just like, you can't really learn too much from a person that just believe they know everything, and it's just like there's a cap, we call cap, and everything. But no, me personally, I'm a lifelong learner and everything like that. And just it is what it is. Like, I mean, we're here to learn. This is the life of, school of life, life of school, school of life, life of school, tomato, tomato, who knows? Or whatever. English language definitely pairs in comparison to spiritual things and translations. But we do the best we can with what we were given. Right? Am I right? And stuff. And so also too, like, especially even on the Apex Radio Show platform, we talk about just, like we open it up because like, especially when we're dealing with creatives and hybrids of, entrepreneurs and artistic, things. It's just like, a lot of times creatives are bringing things, are creating things that have not yet existed. You know what I'm saying? They're bringing things they're grounding things that, it's a very intimate, it's a very laborious process. It's very like it's something that's not prescriptive, so you definitely want to have it be as open as possible. And a lot of times what it is it takes a lot of these aspects, like spirit, spiritual, like, God, God is the most high, he's the creator. And so from the creator we have things that we can experiment and we can explore, and co-create, what I'm saying, just from the materials that have been provided for us, which is a lovely thing to do, which is school, art class. We're in art class, like, what I'm saying, like you're given these colors. What can you do with these colors? That's why I have so much respect for artists and creatives. And I love entrepreneurship because it's the most pure, if that the purest function is the transactionality of it, is succulent. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, wow, I've created something that brings value to somebody else's life to whatever degree of repetition that it can. And I set my price for what I'm willing to give, for my creation or my product or my service, and somebody's willing to pay. Like, it's beautiful. God created a beautiful, lovely system that if you don't bastardize it or weaponize it or any other type of eyes it just works just fine, just fine. A lot of things I disqualify myself from early on because I had such, and I didn't realize it, but I had such respect for the concept itself. And but then I saw so many examples of disrespect or lack of respect, what I'm saying, or just like lack of um integrity or lack of taking it seriously, where it's just like I took it so seriously. I was just like, oh, it must not be for me. One of the things was teaching, I mean, I early on I did have a lot of like good teachers. Shout out to Miss Macy, my art teacher in elementary school. I think it was Benjamin Franklin. Yep, Benjamin Franklin Elementary School. Shout out Miss Macy. Definitely, definitely brought the passion to the projects and everything like that as young kids. So I had examples of good teachers and everything, good educators. And but I guess that also was the flip side. It's just like, knowing such good ones and then like seeing the, what happens when they're not good, and everything. And it's just like, yeah, that's an important job. And then you're shaping other, other individuals, other beings' futures, by being front and center and, sharing information with them. So I just, I didn't, and it's crazy because it's like I was always teaching my siblings, I was teaching like, but being an educator, now in my ripe old age, I just, I love the aspect of being an educator. I love the aspect of knowing something that can add to someone's life, that can add value to somebody's life, that can, make their life, better or just whatever, that much, that's just give them that much of an edge and everything like that. Because I'm a product of that, I'm a product of that. So that's also why I take it so seriously. But another thing was like, like a salesperson, I'm actually pretty decent at sales, especially when I believe in it, especially when I know the quality of the product, or I, once I educate myself on the thing, again, it's just tied into education. All I'm doing is educating somebody else on something that I find value in, or that I feel like could improve their lives, come to find out. But at first, I didn't think, I was like, ooh, especially with the negative connotation for salespeople and everything like that. But I mean, again, sales, commerce, business, you gotta have these things. If you realize, like, if you realize at any point in time you want to be successful in life, like at any point in time you feel like you want to just do better, these things are gonna make a big difference. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. So yeah, just different capacities, just go coming in, flowing in and out from lived experience to just self education to self education plus traditional education, schooling and stuff like that. You just kind of like if you're on this journey of self development or just self discovery, not even development, discovery, let's change it, self discovery, because we are the creation, you know what I'm saying? Like, not only can we procreate, we are the creation, we are the miracle, we are the it, and so, like, we have the beauty of not only just discovering and co-creation with the things that were given to us by the most high, by the creator, by God. We can discover within ourselves the magic and the miracle of what makes us, us, what makes us a one of a kind creation. Just the statistics alone of how we even came to be here, be sentient, be cognizant of our existence and our experience, and just the different multi layers of that. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what we talk about on Apex Radio Show, just like the different connections of like these different segments and how they're all succinct. You know what I'm saying? How they're all connected. So of course, like my lens tends to be of spirit, more spiritual, like just my lenses in general. Like, I tend to see things, whether 3D, 4D, 5D and on, from just a spiritual perspective or lens. Then I have to flip it flip it and I was saying, flip it and reverse it. Shout out to what's her name? Shout out to Missy Elliott, Missy. You're sharp that there. Anyways, usually have to flip it and you know, clean it off and then look at it on the 3D level. Like, it doesn't, it's not with me. It's not necessarily like a separated process. It's like it's kind of all at once, but my primary lens is spiritual, and that's not everybody, that's not running the mill. Mostly people are doing everything through their 3D lens and basing everything on circumstance and you know um perception of what's reality, what's real, based on externalized things. But spirituality isn't necessarily based on externalized things. It's based on your internal world and then translates into your external world. And that's how we get a lot of these bastardized concepts like manifestation and all of that. And yeah, like, I mean, everything's spiritual. Everything's spiritual. Everything's of God. Everything's from God. Everything's from the Creator. And anything you could stand to create, you didn't make the materials. You didn't create a tree. You didn't create grass. You didn't create. Then we talk about these man-made materials, but man-made materials don't even last. You know what I'm saying? We got pyramids that date back to whenever, and then the stuff that we got man-made materials, concrete and steel and all that other stuff. Let it, and not to get whatever, but let something hit it. That's it. It's over. You know what I'm saying? Like man-made stuff ain't all it's cracked up to be. It never has been. Polyester could kiss my butt. You know what I'm saying? Polyester just does not bode well for naturals, for people, what I'm saying, like for like just natural beings, what I'm saying, naturally here, naturally, just here to have to self-discover, what I'm saying, and everything like that. So, and even like, I'm not a what's the word, I'm not an evangelist. Like I said, spirituality is my lens, So like religions are like languages that translate spiritual stuff into stuff that, the human brain can comprehend. So we really aren't really supposed to be all butthurt about certain things. But yes, mix a human component into it, and it is gonna get, it is gonna get murky. For lack of a better word. It's gonna get murky. And everything. Oh my gosh, I've been having so many random songs just popping into my head. Let's get funky, 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 funky. Like, and if you're not from America, they're like this, like yeah, like just random. We got different random. I mean, I guess everywhere. I would imagine would have like different genres of music and stuff. That's what I'm saying. We got so much other stuff to like explore and discover. Like, I want to go to other countries and figure out their genres. Every country can't have country, rap, R&B. You know what I'm saying? Every country can't have the same genres. Like, there have to be different genres just based on the cultural components alone. Like, we got so much other stuff to like figure out and get to. Like, this stuff is like can't wrap up any can't wrap up too quick. You know what I'm saying? Just give me my 40 acres and a mule, and I know what to do with it. That's just off my property, off my land, off my porch. I know, dude, you ain't gotta give me nothing actually. If I gotta pull myself up by my bootstraps, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But right is right and wrong is wrong. And we really ain't gonna belabor the point. You feel me? But also too, you know what I'm saying? It's like having a friend that owes you money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's your friend. You're not gonna throw him out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna just stop being their friend. If that's your actual friend, you're an authentic real person, and friendship and titles and relationships mean something to you. You're not just gonna, not for no reason and everything. Definitely not over no money, I would hope. You know what I'm saying? That's super petty when people be breaking down relationships over money. Like, I mean, like, after, like, if it's just a consistent disrespect of just like, you don't have no, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can't be one way friendship. Like, I'm not just talking about just being like a toilet or a floor mat or whatever. It gotta be two ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be always borrowing off of me. I gotta be able to borrow off of you sometimes when it's tight for me. It can't be just always me and then you not paying me back. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not talking about that, but in general, it got, if you put somebody in that category, it got to be a lot. You know what I'm saying, of a transgression. But it still just be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they owe you a certain amount and everything. It's just like, yay, like, we should both know. Like, we should both know that you said, based on what you said, you would pay me back. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't losing sleep over it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna give nothing that's gonna like break me. But it's just kind of like, like, we should both know what's up. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you have a habit of coming back and asking again. And everything. So trouble connecting to the internet. Check your Wi-Fi network by going to settings. What is this? Did y'all hear that? I'm so rude. The first thing I say is ho. Oh, what you talking about? Let me go ahead and turn off. Nobody got this number anyways, but this joint be talking. Okay, let's see. I don't know where I think it came from the phone. So back to what I was saying before I was really interrupted by AI Annie. Oh yeah, they owe you money, right? Right? And everything. And who hasn't been guilty of dipping and dodging and everything like that? If you've been on this earth a certain amount of years to even have any money in your pocket where if somebody, taking or you needed something or whatever, then yeah, it is what it is. You've been on both sides of the fences. It's not about that. Mostly be about the principle, and it just be real funny. Because 9 times out of 10, these same people that be dipping and dodging and then have the audacity to ask again, before they even like replenish what they took, right? Audacious, right? And everything. They be the same ones that if you ask for $5, $10, $20, they are on your ass. You know what I'm saying? They are on your ass. They want that immediately back. they will bring it up. Like these like just from lived experience, these are who those people are. You know what I'm saying? Like normal minded people, they know they done took something, they ain't gonna really be bothering you until they can give it back and all that other stuff. And then you know what I'm saying? Like it just be like just a regular thing, like with friends, you know. But what's mine is yours, what's yours is mine. Like say less, you know what I'm saying? If I got it, you got it. You know what I'm saying? That should be friendship, should be symbiotic, but it shouldn't be one sided. You know what I'm saying? People be trying to have that shit be one sided, and that shit's canceled. So that brings me back to the 40 acres and the mule. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you want me to hush up about something you said you would give me, and it's like I'm not like, you know, I'm not losing no sleep, I'm not missing no meals over it or nothing like that. But it's just like you said, like you want me to just conveniently forget what you said as you continually take from rape my check, rape my pockets, take from me off the top. Every time I get a little leg up, you got to put your hand in my pocket every time, or I go to jail, or this, that, and third, blah, 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 blah. But I can't bring up what you said. You give me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's all. That's how I feel about that. If anybody gives a damn about my opinion about that reparations and all that, you know what I'm saying? You know what you said is well documented, is well perpetuated, you know, and you clearly with your behavior give no damns, you know. And in every election cycle, I gotta hear you know, all this pandering and stuff like that, like from both sides, pandering. Oh, don't, they don't care about you. They don't like none. From what I see, ain't nobody talking about proper reparations and correcting people's trauma and status and everything like that, you know, residual, you know what I'm saying? People go through stuff for a few decades and we can't even talk about it. We can't even, they got words for, you know, the discriminating against certain groups of people and stuff like that. And you know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is, you know, not missing the beat. Don't worry, I got my boots, I got my bootstraps. Not missing any beats. That is fine. Still I rise. Still I rise. You know what I'm saying? Like same thing with that friend. You know, somehow, some way, my bills are still getting paid regardless of you paying me back or not. You know what I'm saying? People are just funny. So it's just like, you know, with these institutions is wild because it's like they'll make a promise. Absolutely can keep it. Not even knowing they can't keep it. Absolutely within, well within the realms of being able to be kept. If we can just make money like voila magic out of nowhere, all I'm saying is that land, you know, God ain't making no more land. You know, they do have billionaires making you know, islands. You know, you can make an island, you get rich enough, like, you know what I'm saying? But like God ain't making no more land, you know, for real, for real. It's moving itself. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if we got real the real tippy tappy for it, if we got real, you know, real specific. And, you know, ain't nobody coming here for no science lesson. Not at what time is it? 12:47. Absolutely not. Eastern time. Absolutely not gonna give anyone a science lesson right now. I will not. So, anyways. Yes, you can make a yes. Technically you can create an island. Yes, they do it in Dubai, they've done it in a bunch of places. Like sand can be moved, you know, and everything. But yeah, so the title, all of that to say, 30 minutes in. So the title of this particular segment is called The People's Party, right? And you know, of course it's like, you know, it's on the tail end of the I wonder if this is recording me. Hello, hello, hello. Let me see. Let me make sure because they be playing, they be funny, especially with certain creatives, of which I consider myself a creative. My medium, who can tell? Usually, apparently, it's yapping my trap. Let me see. Pax Radio Show. Mm, turned off my mobile data. Cause that hole started talking, that hole started yapping the trap. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Still one watching. That's crazy. Okay, so you can hear me. All right. Actually looks a little clearer. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and so I don't keep hearing my own echo. All right, cool beans. So the People's Party, right? The People's Champ. Oh, and everything. So, we got what we got because, keep allowing ourselves to be bamboozled and everything. Every little award show, every little NFL football game, every little they got people on that I want to say that Pez candy schedule, like, pick, here you go, 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 and people just eating them up because being uncomfortable is something people just don't like to do. Now, me, Indy, I've been talking about adaptability for the past 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Like solidly, two, maybe the first 2 years when I first kicked off, like in 2020 and stuff like that. Solidly was talking about adaptability, prolific, prophetic stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna just be exercising my adaptability muscles that I've developed over, the past few years, surfing these waves, being out here, doing stuff that people would never ever do on purpose, you know what I'm saying? And everything like that. Like, I mean, I will write the books, the books will be written. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. We laughed, we cried, like lessons were learned, you know what I'm saying? Death was thwarted. like, I sit here before you, tried, tested, and true, and everything. And only time will tell. You feel me? Only time will tell, and everything. And I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I ain't got nothing extra to prove or anything. I didn't do it to prove anything to anybody. Just sometimes it's like you can have an idea of your capacity, but until you're actually tested or until you're actually thrown into the water, can you really swim? You could say all day long, yeah, I can swim and run. Swimming runs in my family, swimming, yeah, I'm like a duck. But if you've never touched water, you haven't been tested. Like, how can you actually say you can do something if you've never actually had to do it, or you haven't actually developed the muscles? Even going to school, like, just I wouldn't want a surgeon who's only ever read about surgery. We could talk all day along about degrees and traditional education and stuff like that, but there's just some things or some professions you wouldn't want somebody, doing with shit you care about, and all they've ever done is read. I read it in a book. I've read lots of books. You know what I'm saying? I read a lot of books in my lifetime. And sometimes I'll pick up a book and read it and start reading it, and come to find out I already read it, done forgot and everything. And I'm looking at it with new eyes because I'm a new being, because after a season you're just a new rendition of yourself. Like, people be wanting to stay the same, and that shit is death, like that is crazy. Like, they want to have the same friends, go to the same places, have the same, like, they're no, like, come on now, like, how realistic is it for a person to have the same job for the next 30, 40 years? Like, that system is dying out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people who are even benefiting from that last, rendition of that, like, you know what I'm saying, they're holding on for dear life because they haven't been tested as far as being adaptable and adapting to change. So they're being pushed toward the cliff of uncertainty. And so they're holding on for dear life. They're not trying to let no new blood in. They're not trying to authentically train nobody. A lot of these systems are going to collapse just under the media, like, just under the just lack of innovation, lack of being able to pivot, and everything like that. So, I mean, the next 10, 15 years, I got kids, and it's just kind of like my goal ever since my son, 14 years old, was always, I wasn't ever parenting him for the present. I was always parenting him the best that I could with the information that I could, with as much of my little ignorant little self going through my ignorant little changes, what I'm saying? Being 20s in my 20s and what I'm saying, like early 20s and doing the best I can, the best way I can, but cognizantly, consciously, I was always a conscious parent, no matter what I was, going through consciously or unconsciously, subconsciously. And I always knew I have a 14-year-old, from then, 14 years ago, that I was parenting for the future, that the future was going to be changing. And that if I parent for the moment, then I'm not preparing my son for the changes in the future. I'm not preparing him for where he's going to have to make his own decisions as a man. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? Like 14 years ago, that was me, my little ignorant, sticky little self in my little sticky little situations. Truth be told, them situations was setups. Like truth be told, I'm not gonna hold you. Like I've always had a sense of self. Like even younger, like I've always had a sense of self. Like the stuff that people be talking about, like sometimes really just don't even apply to me. But as a universal elemental being, I understand. I can get it. You know what I'm saying? But like for certain situations, for me and for people like me and my collective, I would charge that maybe they would say that maybe it felt like certain situations that they had like them horse blinders on, whereas normally my vision is peripheral. Normally, I don't need to keep on a swivel because the antennas be up. My antennas been up, since a kid. You know what I'm saying? But certain situations, especially ones regarding my children, who I just feel like I guess they're supposed to be here. Oh, I don't know. There's levels to it that's still to be revealed. We living in the revelation times and we just getting started. So I got my popcorn. I'm ready, man. Like all the stuff I've been feeling and the stuff that's shocking people. I'm like, I knew that at the time. Like I didn't know what to say because nobody was saying nothing. But you know what I'm saying? Y'all really gonna go through it with the stuff that really starts rolling out. What's the reality really hits the fan. You know what I'm saying? Like people die, people gonna lose their religions. They're going, you know what I'm saying? Like in the 1920s, the Great Depression, everybody lost their money, their fiat, you know what I'm saying? The man-made whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then I have no aspirations of anything I say on this here monitored internet going anywhere to anybody. So miss me with that. You know what I'm saying? Are you guidelines and blah 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 blah? Give a shit. I barely let me stop. Anyways, so yeah, in the 1920s, like people was jumping out of buildings and you know what I'm saying, because they lost everything, you know what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying, that's the difference between being grounded in this 3D matrix world, you know what I'm saying, made up world where your whole identity and everything is being Mr. Cha-cha-cha or Mrs. Look at me, look at my butt, look at me, you know what I'm saying. It's just this, that's a comment. It's not about just, it's a saying, look at my butt, look at my butt. It's a reference. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, God bless you. Different strokes for different folks and stuff like that. But the spiritual just naturally just puts all this stuff in where it needs to be, like low priority. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, the dude does have some other you know, backlashes and stuff like that. Like people, spiritual people tend to till they can, unless they lock in with somebody that respects like what they bring to the table, because it's not always tangible. You know what I'm saying? Like it's tangible in a way that if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, you get the value. Period. Point blank. Like you're covered. Period. But 3D minded circumstantial people, they don't always get it. They gotta judge you. They see the worth. They see the value, but it doesn't compute as to how they can um directly benefit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's the best I can explain it with English language. But yes, if a spiritual person gets with somebody that is grounded in the 3D and that can translate the stuff that they have, to bring to the table, to the 3D, and then you know what I'm saying, that those people tend to be fine, like financially, and because they got somebody that they can trust, that's not going to take advantage of their superpowers or whatever their powers and everything. And they can anchor into the, like, to 9 times out of 10, if they're lucky enough to find somebody that's not a crackpot to marry, and that person's good with finances, and what I'm saying, they're just like, 10 a bit a regular Joe, but 9 times out of 10 they have some type of symbiotic um exchange. Like 9 times out of 10 they have something spiritual about them. That's what I'm trying to say. But they've either adapted, or just their lens is primarily, finance or accounting or something like that. Something regular, something just regular that's helpful. But if you're just out here wilding, just looking at stars and trees and the vibrations of the what I'm saying, and you could feel acts of war and everything, like, from around the world, and that's like, what I'm saying, keeping you on the couch for the day, like, you know yeah, yeah, like, mm, nothing you can do about it. Get stronger, you know what I'm saying, and everything. Develop your thick skin and stuff like that. That's why I think a lot of us tend to be like good comedians, or like, going to professions where it's just like you do need thick skin, like, to just even take on other people's stuff and everything like that. It's just like, well, I had to develop it just to even survive, in this world and everything like that. So it's just like, left to my own devices, I'd be interpreting, like, I don't even know, like, energy waves and stuff like that. Like, there is so much other stuff to do. There's so much other stuff to do. So, anyways, back to the People's Party. So, I voted today and stuff. Like, I wasn't going to, but again, my spiritual woo woo self, I got affirmations from my leadership team, spiritual leadership team, that for whatever reason it was necessary. We'll see. Time will tell and everything. But I would have just as likely as not, and everything. I do not believe I did in the last one because it was two old white men. Who even cares and everything. And I really couldn't see at the time. Um, I really couldn't see at the time another Trump uh thing, because that whole thing just felt like sexual, like sexual SA, whatever. I don't know what they won't let us say on this here God's internet. But yeah, it just felt like real, just nasty, and everything, like with the racial stuff and everything like that. And then, of course, then we had COVID and stuff, and I was grateful for him being in office during that time, because I couldn't imagine some of these other jokers just being able to push through some of their agendas while everybody was like dying from air, things in the air and stuff like that. Like, like I think we did miss a bullet there. And so, that being said, like, lesser of two evils, sometimes it's just what it is and everything. But I mean, come on now. We haven't been excited about voting since the first Obama term. And of course, that came with, like, the jokers who just was mad about, person of color or whatever. But you know what I'm saying, for the rest of us that just wanted to see something different and hope and change and stuff like that. That was my first time voting, and it was actually exciting. It was the last time I actually cared, last time I was actually excited and all of that. I definitely voted the second time just out of, like, just a sense of just like, okay, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it and stuff like that. And then I did vote. I did vote when Hillary ran against Trump. I actually voted for Hillary. I wasn't excited then. I knew, me personally, I knew that Trump was going to win. I just knew it and everything. And you know, yeah, it is what it is. I just knew it. Like, I didn't know if Hillary would have done a better job or whatever, but he was such a wild card and outlier, and the things that he was saying was interesting. I will say that. I will never forget on the presidential stage during the debate. Everyone has all this short term memory, because I don't have the I'm not gonna say I don't have the luxury to just sit around watching football, sit around playing Call of Duty, sit around, you know, I don't know, like my podcast, I don't want to talk about men and women and this and the third. Like, I mean, we honestly, the society will be better once we even transcend gender, and not in the way that the powers that be want us to do, like the phenotypes, like, oh, if you have breasts and you're a woman, and then like they're externalizing it. They're externalizing it. The whole thing is like a lot of this superficial stuff can go, and they're pushing the superficial stuff. But really, if we overcome the superficial stuff, and if we overcome lust, and we overcome bigotry, and we overcome, what I'm saying, just holding people down to it. If we overcome jealousy, a lot of the male abuse comes from just being jealous of women, and stuff like that. Just this weird odd jealousy, and then a lot of women just facing competition, lack of self-esteem. All of it comes from childhood trauma, and some lack something mommy didn't do, daddy didn't do, mommy did, daddy did. Male and female, we are all suffering from that. And then we just project on the other gender based on where we're lacking in our child from, where our parents didn't quite meet the mark. It's very simple, but it's complicated when, again, you add in the human element. So a lot of these sophomore infantile discussions about males and females is just a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, water is being polluted, air is being polluted to the point where they're gonna ask us to buy that, just like the water. You know what I'm saying? Like acres and acres of rainforest is being destroyed. Like we got real shit going on, and we worried about what's between people's legs and stuff like that. The least of our concerns. You know what I'm saying? But that's the easiest. It's low hanging. It's literally low hanging fruit. Literally hang low and stuff. And just for them to even make, like, it's so stupid, just for them to even make that like a main point. You know what I'm saying? A main polling point, a main talking point. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like if we just focused on respecting people, making sure people have the best quality of life that we could collectively provide for everybody, take care of the women, take care of the children, you know what I'm saying? Mental health, a lot of this, what am I, and this is what I am, and all that stuff. A lot of it, not all of it, a lot of it stems from mental health, stems from, again, childhood trauma and all of that. If we just write those foundational blocks, we'd be having a better quality of conversation, a better quality of elections and polls and everything like that. You know, you want to hear people out. I'm all for, self identification and discovery. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of this, again, is externalized, and it's being pushed and commodified, and, you know what I'm saying, and politicized and weaponized and bastardized, and everything. And all it's doing is exasperating pre-existing mental health issues, emotional health issues, and things of that nature. So, very disappointing choices. You know what I'm saying? Very disappointing choices and stuff like that. But it is what it is. We got what we got and everything. And the thing is, like, I'm a big proponent for, you know, excuse me. I'm a big proponent for what's it called? For failure is a sounding board to help you do better. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Sorry, excuse me. I've overcome some of the craziest stuff, craziest situations, um, and everything. Just with the fact of just like, I don't know. There's just something zesty about, like, like I feel like I don't really believe in failure. I think everything is a lesson, that could be considered failure. Like, as an alchemist, as a transmuter and everything of energy, transcender, whatever, translator, whatever, right? Of energy. It's always a beautiful opportunity especially as an achiever. It's just like nine times out of 10, I don't miss. Period. Period. So the times that, could be construed as just like, like a fail or something like that or whatever, you use it as an opportunity, a sounding board to just like get rejuvenated. Like, oh, is this it? Like this is my opportunity to really like, really pop out and show the kids, you know what I'm saying? Not like showing people, but showing myself, because if things are too easily obtained, like just human nature, if things are too easily obtained, then you don't appreciate it as much. That's just a basic human nature and everything like that. You don't appreciate it as much, and life is set up in such a way where like luckily we are able to, it's like the zest of life. Like I don't know, it just I don't know, failure just makes you feel alive. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like even with this situation right here, once again we don't like our choices. Once again we feel like we're being bamboozled, rambled, and all that stuff. And my sentiment is not isolated. You know what I'm saying? Like mm-mm, not isolated by any means. There's a lot on the internet where people, their little meme way or their little, real way or the content maker way, the funny way better than this. You know what I'm saying? Like well, this is what I got. This is me. This is what I got, and stuff like that. Good enough for me. I hope it's good enough for you and stuff. Great for me. Hope it's good enough for you and everything. But yeah, respect to all the creators. I love all creators, like for real. Like it's just like I love even being stretched in the aspect of creation. Like, wonder what they were thinking there. Hmm. And stuff. Um, but yes, yes. Very abstract. And everything. Like, oh, that's straight shit ugly. Oh gosh. But yeah, even like not being happy with our choices once again. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not just me. It is what it is. I'm sharing my opinion. My opinion matters to somebody. Like I don't do I have to have I have to have $1 billion in an NBA contract for anybody to give a damn about what I got to say. Like a person got money in their pocket. I was like, like what's it what called Dave Chappelle, what he say? He said, "Where's Ja? We gotta know what Ja thinks about this." Like, what the hell? Like, how do we qualify people and their opinions? You know what I'm saying? I'm for the people. You know what I'm saying? I'm for the people. I'm one of the people. I'm for the people, and I'm trying to party with the people. You feel me? And everything. Just wait for my platform to come out. Wait for my platform to come out. I'll give y'all something to vote for. I'll give you something to vote for sure. It can't be bought. All this stuff pales in comparison to what we could actually be doing, actually having. First and foremost, people need food to eat, like real food with real nutrients to eat. Shout out to the Kennedy and stuff guy and everything like that. We got to stop like these corporations like going ham. These technological corporations are overreaching, and everything like that. And only way I'm gonna feel comfortable with AI and all this other stuff is if we are maintaining humanity, which we're not. You know what I'm saying? Let's get humanity straight first before we add an element of unsurpassable control. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like ridiculous. Like let people, you know what I'm saying? Wild, wild crimes against humanity, wild. So, not to belabor that point, but yeah, the People's Party, man, like all we're supposed to do is eat, drink, and be merry. Eat, drink, and be merry. That is it. That is all. Eat, drink, be merry. Water is abundant. Food grows from the ground. Freely. You get a seed, you plant it in the ground, you don't do too much to it. The sun, the rain, all of that. Abundant. We don't need the Monsantos. You know what I'm saying? We don't need these organizations that are relatively new from just the last century. Prior to that, we were actually building stuff that didn't break as soon as you looked at it. that didn't like as soon as it hits the ground, like oh everything is shattered and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where we're basing our life on very tenuous things, tenuous temporary things and everything like that. So that's why I said, well, that's where the spiritual lens and aspect comes in, and it's very helpful, very helpful and everything like that. At this juncture, I'd like to remind you to, if you like the vibe, or if you even made it this far, 54 minutes and 54 seconds, 9-9, I'm on life path number 9, look at that. Definitely subscribe if you like the vibe, you know what I'm saying? Like the video and everything, feel free to share if you care, if there's anybody that you feel like would benefit from such ramblings as mine and everything. Um, but yeah, the people's party, man. So, I really, so like I was saying, like failure is just a great opportunity to reevaluate, to evaluate, then reevaluate, reevaluate, readjust. No, it's a good opportunity to evaluate, adjust, reevaluate, you know, and even just get an idea of where you're going, where you're headed, like a focal point, and everything. And then add all your, your experience into that, and encompass that, with just like some next practical steps. Sometimes it's just as much as what's the next practical step for what I'm trying to do or where I'm trying to go. What's the next just one thing that I can do? I've been guilty in the past myself of, definitely breaking off more than I could chew. Come to find out, like, and I've said this multiple times, I'll keep on saying it because there's no phenotype for autism. I mean, you can't say the same for Down syndrome. I mean, for the most part, you can kind of gauge that, you know what I'm saying? But there's no phenotype for autism. There's not, So as things are being revealed, we're starting to see why so many women were taken advantage of and made into single mothers by predators, and everything. Let's just call a spade by predators. Took advantage of her, you know what I'm saying? Autism. There's certain things that come with that, and everything. Like there's certain things. I'm not gonna go into it. I'll probably have a different segment about what that actually entails. That's why it's just kind of like, we're going into a season that no one's ever seen before, because once you empower the prisoner with the keys to their own, their own freedom, their own salvation, why wouldn't they open the door and walk out? You know what I'm saying? And then experience the freedom that everybody else has been able to experience, like, like an internal prison, and then now I can just be out, be myself, because it's just like who is qualified to tell me about me? You feel me? Nobody. Like, and then we really got to get away from that. Like, people telling somebody else about themselves. Like, this society is sick, it's so sick. So no, autism doesn't have a phenotype. It really doesn't, and everything. And unfortunately, a lot of women have gone their entire lives, living their entire lives the best little engine that could weigh that they can, you know being judged for what they say, don't say, being judged for how they look, don't look, how much skin they show, don't show, what who they wanted, what I'm saying? Like, a lot, and stuff. And men are crying now about the man, and stuff like that, which is not manly, which is not masculine. But okay, we love you too. No one ever said you couldn't cry, but and of course there's some other women that, like it's all connected. It's all connected. We were raised in the same households, so the same boys that were told not to cry had sisters that saw them being told not to cry. So they grow up, and and maybe daddy was there, maybe daddy wasn't there, I mean, even if dad's there, sometimes dad's giving toxic advice that's not helpful because he hasn't grown in that way either. You can't give what you don't have. We really got to back up from judging and hating on each other when all of us have been, victims of the same system. It's not men versus women. That's a strategy by the people up top to keep us from having happy homes and being happy for one damn day out this damn life. Like, hell or high water, however this election ends or don't end or goes on till eternity, like we still got to figure out what, like they're not going to fix nothing about our lives. You know what I'm saying? We still got to figure out how to move on. You know what I'm saying? We can't just keep on allowing ourselves to be puppeteered, and moved around like pawns on the chessboard. Let's try to aspire for more. Let's try to be a bishop. Let's try to be a castle. You know what I'm saying? Let's get the moats. Let's get the protection. You know what I'm saying? Let's get protected. Let's insulate. And then once we insulate, then we can get the bishops to come and just kind of like, the historians, get a good idea of where we've been. Where are we? How did we get here? You know what I'm saying? Let's get all the information that we can, and accumulate it, because that's the only way you're really going to get to the truth. Like the good, bad, ugly. Forget your feelings. We just want all the information that's available that people have, because everybody has a different piece to the puzzle. And then from there, you know what I'm saying? Who comes after there? Is the castle? Oh, the knights. The knights, you know what I'm saying? So the knights, they actively protect. They actively protect. Like they actively protect what's going on. The bishops, they're more scholarly and stuff like that. The knights, they actively protect what's going on. They actively know. You know what I'm saying? They're the Black Panthers. They're the People's Party champs. You know what I'm saying? And everything. You can't see them until it's too late. We need them. We need them. We need the shooters. You know what I'm saying? We need the ninja operative. We like them. The special ops. That's the knights. And then the queens. We need the feminine energy to be able to just be divine, like we have female geniuses. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff in history women just didn't get credit for. That's why we have such a skewed aspect of women's, a place in society, because just because it's a patriarchal society, a lot of women didn't get credit for shit that we all benefit from. So a lot of women had to write under the moniker of a man's name, just to get respect for their literary, their literary acumen. So like a lot of stuff has to be uncovered, a lot of stuff has to be revealed, so we can have appropriate relative conversations to where we want to go in the future. How the life that we want to leave for our children, our children's children. We cannot keep going in this same direction of piss contests. You know what I'm saying? Where that was never what it was meant to be. But at the end of the day, you're not going to forego the power of the feminine energy in tandem with the masculine energy. It is not gonna happen. Like it's cool. Yeah, go get the boys together. Da, da, da. No real movement ever happened without active women. Like we're organizers. We're the wisdom embodiment of wisdom. You're not gonna have a proper movement without wisdom. And a lot of men, no matter what, high value or not, you're gonna have to come up off the fact that women are sexy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to come up off it, or else we're not going nowhere. Just gonna keep having babies that's not having solid homes, be based on the male ego and lack of wisdom. And where are you going to get it? You got to tap into your feminine energy within yourself. And by tapping into your feminine energy within yourself, you can raise the Christ consciousness, because Jesus, a lot of his, I mean, he wasn't no, you know what I'm saying? Like he was, not even gonna get into it. That's not even what let's not. Anyways, the queen and the king on the chessboard work in tandem, okay? They work in tandem. There's no conflict between them. If they're the same, no conflict between them. And the whole kingdom is set to make sure to honor the sanctity of that union. And it's not sexual. It's called organization, and it's called operation within the confines of what we want to see the future look like, you know, and everything. And if we cannot overcome our baseness, our root chakra, if we can't stabilize the root chakra, the foundation is going to be shaky. And that's where they attack us, because it's low hanging fruit. And that's all I'm saying. So all this stuff, like even, and I'm gonna say something like I didn't appreciate with the Democratic campaign, specifically, like I have a lot of opinions on all of it. If anybody ever cares to actually ask people questions, like be open to receive a person's perspective, because we all come from different backgrounds, different lived experiences. Stop thinking that you could just look at somebody's phenotype and think, oh yeah, she voted. Like there's plenty of times people just assume who I was going to be voted for, and I found it amusing because I really didn't want to vote, at all. I was not excited at all about any of the choices, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. Like, don't care what I look like. I wasn't excited at all. Haven't been excited in quite some time, and stuff. But it's just like one of the things I didn't appreciate was like the perpetuation of deceit, like they did one for males and they did one for females. And again, if you got eyes to see and you got your inner ear listening to like all this stuff, like I mean they got the same playbook. They're not creative. They're not The other side is not tied to God, so they're not creative by nature. All they do is replicate. They don't co-create, they don't discover, they replicate. You know what I'm saying? Because any self-discovery would just be, the damn near elimination of the ego, outside of just the bare necessity of just being the manifestation of God through you. That's the only reason you need an ego. It's like we're not all supposed to be robots to be the same person. Like, the spiciness is the fact that I'm me and you're you. Like, that's it. But, the God in me can also recognize the God in you. But yeah, I didn't like that they was like, see, it's about the quarter by eye. I didn't like that they yeah, I didn't like the thing about the male and the female and stuff like that, the men and the women. You can you can vote, present it like, what I'm saying? Like do you know how psychologically jarring that is? That is just like you create a campaign advertisement, and you're pretty much promoting duplicity. You're pretty much promoting, like, presenting yourself one way but then secretly doing something else. I mean, it's mind-boggling, like, and everything. Now, I do not think they thought that deeply about it, especially when things are just getting, like, just slapped together and put out, and things are running out of time and everything like that. Um, yeah, like I can't get behind that. You know what I'm saying? Division between husbands and wives, and divisions between, friends and stuff like that. That's some trippy stuff. That's some trippy stuff and everything. And what comes out somebody's mouth is what's on their heart. And the same thing with just expression. It's just kind of like it's hard to disconnect the creation from the creator. It's very hard, very difficult, very difficult. You have to be a different type of level of psychopathic or sociopathic to be able to even do that, any type of degree of successful. But everything that's done comes to the light. So, it is what it is if you're playing with that type of stuff. But but yeah, so yeah, didn't like that, that was not a fan. Was not a fan and everything. Not a fan of duplicity, and they say that the devil is the author of confusion, and what I'm saying, and God has a lot to say about the double-minded person. Very, very clear, very clear. Most people just, they've been, manipulated into not, like even just simply, like, forget the Bible and religion, all that stuff. Like, what I'm saying, like back in the 90s, it was like this thing, like this campaign against like nerds, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're a nerd, you read books, you're a nerd, you know what I'm saying? And everything. And somehow, you know, people equated being intelligence or being educated to, you know, to being undesirable, you know what I'm saying? And you know, that's a campaign, you know, when you have any type of marketing, like, you know, concepts, you know, about yourself or understanding, that's a campaign, you know, to whatever degree that you know, it was organized or you know, whatever the fruit of that could have been, or the outcome, desired outcome, because most marketing does have a, you know, some type of degree of desired outcome to denote whether it was successful or not. You know, okay, should we do it again? Should we run it back? Should we do it again? Was it successful? What should we change? You know, a lot of stuff, focus groups, all types of stuff. And so, you know, as a nerd, you know what I'm saying, as a proud nerd or whatever, um you know, read books. Like, books are sexy. Literature is sexy. Reading is sexy. Intelligence is sexy. I'm not low key. I'm a total sapiosexual. Like, I don't really care about looks like that. Like, looks are cool. Like, everybody got eyes, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like getting to my loins, it's not really the eyes for it's not really the eyes for real and everything. So them little pretty boys, like, oh, look at me, and then being like, I've confused so many people, like, and will continue to do so, you know, because especially when the guy, like, you know, he knows he's like attractive, you know, and everything like that. And it's just like, I'm listening to you, like, I'm listening to what you say, I'm looking at your body language, I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm reading between the lines of how you even really truly feel about women, especially it's now that I'm older now and stuff like that. A lot of stuff has been confirmed to me. Like, you know, yeah, what you're feeling is spot on and stuff. Like, you could be Adonis. Like, who gives a shit? Like, when was the last time you read a book, bro? Like, you know, if and if all you're doing is being attracted to what I like, that's I guess, let the girls who invest in that, let them benefit from that attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have to have more tools in their tool belt. You know, like, it can't be, oh, you can't be a one trick pony going into this new age. You can't just be, oh, I buy her a purse when I fuck up. Or women like, no, all women don't like purses. Who told you that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a puppet of the system if you are just like not doing no analysis whatsoever, and you're basing your whole game on some perception, you know, of low hanging fruit. Because if you look at a pyramid, there's don't definitely at the bottom. There's more space at the bottom for nonsense. So okay, so just by numbers, we going by numbers alone. Well, this many women came on the podcast and said that. Okay, they at the bottom of the pyramid. That's what you're trying to do, boo boo. You trying to get the bottom, like, you, the low hanging fruit. No one cares. Don't compare me to that. You know what I'm saying? And the people met high value, man. You calling yourself high? You sound like you deal with the bros. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like you telling yourself that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's wild, especially even with women. It's like, oh well, I could do this, I could do that. 9 times out of 10, the silly billies, the beta betties, the beta bitches, like 9 times out of 10, it's always they think that they box is the best box in the world, and it's gonna turn this guy out. Sometimes they be right if they deal with a certain type of guy, but boo boo, there's plenty of them. Like, there is a plethora. If that is your home run, sweetheart, best believe you're gonna be chasing Tyrone all over creation because there is so many pot pies to be had. So many. Like, that cannot be your claim to fame, sweetheart. Like, that's wild. That cannot be your claim to fame. And then on top of that, he don't even respect it. Like, you know, like, it's just, you know, I never retarded. Like, all I think about is the last guy who had it, or somebody else, or da 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 da, which is just low key. Like, you know, it's the 90s, right? It's low key gay. Like, worried about another nigga who had it or who's gonna have it, or do. You sound wild, bro. Like, I'm a just head out. You sound like you got some stuff to work through, and it ain't me. Like, all I'm saying. Or like, yo, people be having like pity parties and shit like that. And I'm like, yo, like it's wild. Like this new age ain't going for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like let the low hanging fruit hang with the low hanging fruit, but stop generalizing stuff. And women, like men and women, need to stop generalizing. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy cooking. I am actually a good cook. I cook very well. In relationships, I enjoy cooking for my men. my men. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy cooking for my children. My daughter once said, this is not just, again, me. I have actual receipts. Virgos love receipts. She said, Mom, one time, and it was, I cook. It's nothing. When it's nothing, it's nothing. You don't have to ask somebody to do something when it's nothing to them, when it's natural. Just look for who you naturally, look who does shit naturally for you. Stop trying to, find a fixer upper or a build a bear man. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop it. And if the chick had to buy her whole body, best believe she ain't got shit to else. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, unless she's one of them rare whatever's that that's just what she want to do, and she's a low key genius. Like, I don't know. Gotta account for the whatever. 9 times out of 10, not the case though. I just gotta put that. That's wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But I don't know. That boggles my mind. Me personally, but again, I've been blessed. So whatever. Can't sit on my mountaintop. Like, what if I didn't have a butt, would I buy? No, I wouldn't, but I'm still just trying to be open-minded. Like, I would just not have an ass. Like, it just, whatever I got is what I got, and everything. So me personally, no, I can't really fathom it, but whatever. Who knows what that level of whatever is? I don't know. Self-esteem, I don't know. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta stop. We gotta stop like blinking and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all women are this, all men are this, and whatever. Oh, back to like, okay, so what she said was like, she was like, oh mom, I could taste the love. You know what I'm saying? And like, to me, them type of compliments, like, forget what I look like. Good, forget any of that fake superficial stuff. Like, I could be in a car accident, heaven forbid. And you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like, I would still be me. You know what I'm saying? Probably have to deal with some emotional, mental stuff of just like acclimating to life. But I would still be me doing that, and everything. But like, my child saying she could taste the love in my food. You know what I'm saying? Baby girl, yes, I do love you. And this is my love language. And yes, like, I appreciate that, because it's not a paid sponsorship. I ain't tell you to do it, say it or whatever. So that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, stop, like, it's dumb. Like, it's dumb expecting a woman who comes from who that's just not her thing. Like, her mom didn't teach her how to cook. Stop expecting these made up women, these baddies. They say baddie, bad bitch, demon time. You know what I'm saying? Like they are identifying themselves. So stop taking all of that and then spreading shit all over the wall and calling that women. I just gotta just stop that. She's calling herself a bad bitch. She's calling herself this, that, and bless her heart, bless her soul. I have no problem with the streetwalkers or the pole dancers. They're doing their job. The society has what it has for reasons. You know what I'm saying? Who knows what freaks on a leash would be unleashed if these women weren't doing their hard-earned jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no problems at all. Some of them are just so friendly. They're so friendly. They like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like they're just a different type of breed. It's like, a baby girl, I love you. These niggas don't. I love you. You know what I'm saying? You are taking one for the team. Golly, and stuff. Could have been any other way for me. Like I said, I can't just sit here and judge. That's dumb. It's not my job. Like, who knows if I was faced with different circumstances, what I'm saying? Like, luckily God didn't see fit for me to go through that. You know what I'm saying? But, everybody got to go through their different walks of life, different flavors. So, I don't know what. This is just a rant. It's fine. I ain't been doing it in a minute or whatever like that. Like I said, like the vibe, subscribe, and all that good stuff and everything like that. I guess I just gotta channel some energy. Just it is what it is. Like it's potent. It's potent. It's always potent around election years and stuff like that. But especially when everybody's all, I would prefer to be out somewhere like just dancing, just like I love dancing and stuff like that. Like just music bumping, dancing. Like that's the type of energy I would prefer to be channeling, or whatever. But here we are. Here's my other level of therapy. So you know what I'm saying. So yeah, stop trying to like fit squares into circle holes and circles into square holes. Like you know what I'm saying. Like the fact that we don't respect each other, which is just a reflection of us not respecting ourselves, not healing our inner children, not taking responsibility for our inner work and trauma, then reflecting on the next best thing, you know what I'm saying, and everything like that. And just be, oh well, I mean, video vixens and stuff like that. Like let that girl make her money. But just because she's making her money don't mean every girl want to be a video vixen. Like like let her be in her lane in her profession. Let Superhead do what Superhead do. Every woman ain't Superhead. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I don't, and then vice versa. Men like just you know what I'm saying. Every man ain't. Who cares about a Ferrari? If you want a man with a Ferrari, go get a man with a Ferrari. Every man shouldn't feel like he should have a Ferrari for a certain type of girl. That's dumb. Like you know what I'm saying. We got to back up. We got to back up because that's how these politicians is getting by. They pushing buttons. They pushing triggers that they done created, done strategically planted in us. You know what I'm saying? And people is just eating it up, Pez candy, eating it up, nom, 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 you know, and stuff, and irritating. And it's just like what at the end of the day, I don't even like giving my opinion because a lot of the shit that people be so butthurt about be so beneath me. Like I'm not no funny, like it just be so like I wish we were further than I wish we were talking about other stuff. Like this is low level stuff, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, people over here, where's Ja? What would Ja say about this? Like the fuck? Like you know what I'm saying? Like man, so then here we have it. We have another political race, another presidential election where they're gonna shove some shit down our throats, like no Vaseline and everything, and everybody, another few years of them's the breaks and everything like that. But what are people really trying to do? You know what I'm saying? You trying to organize? You really gonna have to let some of that baggage go. You know what I'm saying? You can't be trying to dick everything damn thing down or think every woman deserves this needs a good D, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, or every man, oh, I could put that thing on him. You sound stupid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how this is. That's not how this works. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't be trying to give my opinion because nobody is, in my opinion, nobody's ready for this level of truth. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's ready for this level of truth. But, like I work out because I like working out. Don't try to get with somebody and then try to make them work out. You know what I'm saying? Like I love being a mother. Don't try to get with somebody that don't want kids and try to make them have kids. Like people need to like realize that everybody's an individual. And then if you want to be in that individual's life, you have to respect that individual enough to let them be and maintain their individuality. Like even if it is a relationship, you know what I'm saying? Like their job is not to lick your boots, or you know what I'm saying, or do you know what I'm saying? Like people is wow, man. But it all comes from, like I said, childhood healing, like childhood trauma healing, and that's just what we need. We need a mass exodus of that, and then we need to have actual qualified psychologists and emotionologists and mentologists, and you know what I'm saying, historians, get a good solid foundation of where we were, where we are, where we need to go, get the truth. Everybody needs blood, like we need to get these, like there's so many secrets in all these families and stuff like that. Daddy's, mommy's baby, daddy's maybe, and all that stupid stuff that's been going on. And right the wrongs, man. You gotta go back, right the wrongs, and we gotta create new rituals. We gotta create new traditions. We gotta create like new stuff. God is doing a new thing, like, and thank God for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause this old thing, we ain't gonna want it back once we taste like the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? And everything. And like I'm just doing my little stinky part. I don't know. God's cleaned up my language, I guess. I feel like truthfully, I'm probably supposed to be a comedian for real. But yeah, I done a lot more of my stuff would actually make sense. I'd be telling the truth, but in a funny way, like I like to do. So technically, I feel like I'm supposed to really be probably a comedian, but gotta get organized. Need that right one in my life, grounding me in the 3D, making shit real for me. Keep my account straight and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Where you at? Where you at? I'm over here being spiritual and shit. And everything. Other than that, my inner masculine is just gonna have to do it. It's fine. Like that's what I said. I'm not either way. Either way, I'm not gonna miss. Either way, I'm not gonna miss. Like you just gotta, you gotta anchor that in yourself. Like with or without, I will find a way. You know what I'm saying? Like that's usually a masculine thing. But like I've said multiple times, I'm an individual who's feminine and masculine are balanced. That's what I said. I love home. I love homemaking. I love baking. I love cooking. I love hugging up on my kids. I love giving kisses. I love kissing boo boos. My kisses as a mom. My kisses as a mom. If I could pack, you know what I'm saying? Like, how much healing in the world if I could package my kiss and just send it somewhere around the world and they put it on their boo boo and it would heal. Ooh, we talk about something now. But right now it's for my kids. It's for my kids. And then and then it's just like then the masculine part is the part that just survey, just keeps safe, keep us running, keeps things going, what I'm saying, keeps things grounded, and everything. The part that yeah, the part that sets the goals, set the visions, um you know we decides like where we got to make changes and adjustments and additions and subtractions, you know what I'm saying, like the mental work, the mental work. So I got the head and the heart and everything. Definitely, definitely, definitely can't, definitely yesterday's price ain't, today's price and all that good stuff. And today's price ain't definitely gonna be tomorrow's price. So, not every like a Ferrari won't do it. Birkin ain't gonna do it. Ruth Chris ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like my masculine part is just kind of like if I cared about those things, I'd figure out a way to integrate them in my life without having to lower my standards or my value or anything like that. So, and I've always been that. That's what I'm saying. Like me being single, that was just that had to have been, unless again, God will turn everything to your good. Like if they were just solidly spiritual attacks, then okay. But like there's a reason for everything, and God knows He wouldn't have allowed it if it wasn't meant to be, you know what I'm saying? Or to some aspect being able to be made into my good. So that part is what it is. But we're getting up to like an hour and 30 minutes. Man, I'm gonna watch this just like you, a little later and see what was what. I'm sure there was some type of theme to it, you know as far as the title being the people's party and everything. The little thing that I had said was like, the circus never ends, it just moves to a different location, time, and place, you know what I'm saying, and everything. So the circus don't end just because then they talking about a few more days from now, this and that and third. Just want people in a state of uncertainty, because again, uncertainty is the cousin of confusion, and we all know who wrote that book, what I'm saying, who wrote that song and stuff. And all you gotta do is just remember that anytime you're feeling confused or uncertain or double-minded about anything, not knowing if you're going to go right or left, just get centered, get grounded, get focused and everything, and think about the next practical best step for you, not based on nobody else and everything like that. And sometimes that can take a little bit unraveling, dropping some baggage, dropping some preconceived notions and everything like that. But it's worth it. It's definitely worth it to get back to you. It's definitely worth it to finally feel at home, within your own self, your own skin and everything. Um, you know, never, 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 never a bad investment when you invest in yourself, because then if anything, if you're like me and you truly love your loved ones, and everything, you truly love the people that you're connected to, even, with your weird old stinky self acting sting every now and again, you know, um, Like, you do realize that the best gift you can give is to become a better version of yourself for them, so that you have a better capacity to give the things that you want to give to the capacity that you can give. You know what I'm saying? Not can give, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you just increase your capacity to do the things that you want to do for your family. And that's the best thing you can do. It's not selfish. It's not single-minded. Like, narcissists don't give a damn about nobody, including themselves, for real, at the end of the day. You know, and what they'll do is they'll have all this pomp and circumstance of that they're doing stuff for you, or and everything like that. But in exchange, they want you to kiss their ass, and they want to become your god. You know what I'm saying? They want to be idolized by you. They want to sit on the seat of your heart and eat it, and suck it up dry of all the lifeblood that they can. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gets real dark, and everything. So yeah, if you made it this far, God bless you. Okay, not for the weak, not for the weak-hearted, not for the weak neck, not for the weak at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's fine. I don't plan to, like I said, I don't plan to water it down or anything. I can definitely refine, I can definitely fine tune and all that good stuff, but water down, I shall not. I shall not, because why? There's so much watered down, low hanging fruit, anyways. Like, why would I do it? You know what I'm saying? And stuff. So on this nice little daylight saving little debacle that's left, technically, I guess it's 2:50, it's almost 3 a.m. Ha! But it's 1:50 for real. So I'm gonna be signing off and everything. Like I said, if you got this far, bless you. Hour and 30 minutes in and all that good stuff. Um, stay tuned, subscribe and everything, because this isn't the only content that be on this channel or whatever. This is just where it's at right now. This is just more like self-care for Indian. I'm gonna be Frank, Shirley, and Paul with you and everything. It's been quite the transitional time. We're in Scorpio season. Just had a new moon. A lot is happening. I think there's 5 planets in retrograde now. Again, I'm not an expert. Do your own research, find your own stuff out, bring it to me. Hey, I love learning new things and everything, different perspectives and all of that stuff. Just be respectful, be kind, be considerate, and all that good stuff. But yeah, loving everybody. Gonna be signing off. Gonna be signing off. Sorry, somebody's talking about me. Some people just jumped in and off. Some stalkers, I would assume. I don't know what they're doing up this late. What they're doing up this late? They saying that they can't do their little boogie woogie woogie because I'm up, right? Woody 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 woody. What the hell is wrong? Autism doesn't have a phenotype. I was never gonna be none of y'all. I was never gonna be normal. It's not in my makeup, not in my genetic makeup, and spiritual makeup, any of the makeups. Oh, but that's that. Gonna be signing off. I know it's rude to yawn in people's face. Supposed to. Oh, I have manners. Stuff like that. Everything. Like I said, loving everybody. Signing off. Bye. Oh yeah, and if you comment later, we'll respond.